side. So on the direct marketing side, there is a enroller and a sponsor feature, which is going to be very important as we go through this compensation plan and talk to you about a strategy. So there was some things, as you guys know, I consider myself pretty knowledgeable about compensation plans. So I was able to look at it. And then so I had a lot of really pertinent questions on building that I wanted to ask Scott. And yesterday, Scott and I were on the phone for about 30, 45 minutes going through the comp plan, understanding placement strategy. Um, so as I went through that, I was like, wow, this is really powerful because of the ability for those of us that can recruit people, able to help those that we're bringing into the company as well. And so I really like the way the comp plan is set up and really what they have set up for all of us during this pre-launch phase of the business. So I'm going to go through a couple things. The comp plan is so simple. I love it because we're really not dealing with a lot of different variables. It's just very, very straightforward. So I'm going to talk to you about a strategy and I got my whiteboard out so I can show you a couple things as far as what I'm going to be doing. Right now, I'm just enrolling so many people right now, and I find this is probably in 23 years I've been in direct sales besides GiveBucks. This is probably even easier simply because everybody knows about AI. I think when it comes to like GiveBucks and stuff, we're having to explain a lot about what it does, which is great, and people love the concept. But I feel like with AI now, this being able to run parallel next to any business on the planet, everybody knows what AI is, everyone knows the benefits. And then, of course, anyone that owns a business understands that eventually they will be forced to use AI or their business is going to run behind, right? Because what AI simply does, especially for all of us, is it creates time freedom because AI is doing majority of the work for us behind the scenes. So the great part about this business model is that we're able to introduce this business to anyone that owns a business. They don't have to be in direct sales. They don't have to love direct sales. They could be a real estate agent and anyone. So I want you to kind of open up your mind when it comes to AI because once this launches, we are going to be learning a trait, if that makes sense. Like you're going to be learning a skill set now that will allow you to build the business and scale your business in ways that you probably have never been able to scale any business before, especially if you are not very tech savvy. This is going to be an incredible skill set that you're going to have that you can use for many, many different things, not just this business, but for any venture that you decide to do. It's going to create a lot of time freedom for you because it's going to allow you to leverage the AI opportunity and the AI systems to scale any business that you choose to get involved in. Okay. So I want to go through a couple things that I think are very key in direct sales. A couple things. One, it's very important to understand how the comp plan works so that you can accomplish whatever financial goal you want. Maybe so. I know many of you on here right now have many businesses, which is phenomenal. Many of you are very successful already in your businesses, which is phenomenal. I'm just talking about the AI software that will allow you to scale your business. But more importantly, if you understand how this model works, you can then strategically build the business how you want it to, and however much money you want to make, right? So let me share my screen with you. I'm going to go through a couple things, and then I'm going to use my whiteboard and show you strategically what that means and how you want to start to strategically structure your organization. If you are sharing this AI software with anyone or you're sharing the business with anyone, I want you to be able to start thinking of it as far as placement goes for distribution purposes. Now, remember, when we launch in the next 7 to 12 days, we are opening every country. So I want you to start thinking about connections that you have in other countries because the software, the opportunity, you could change it to any language. And AI is everywhere and everywhere in every space around the world. Okay, so start thinking of not just your city or town or the United States. Start thinking of other countries or other business connections that you have that could benefit on AI in any space of business. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen real quick and we will get jumping on this. So let me just do this. Okay. So hopefully you guys can see my screen. Let me just let some more people in. Okay. So hopefully you guys can see my screen. And Lila, I can see you. You just give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me make this a little bit bigger. So here's the really cool thing about the compensation plan. Okay. Um, you don't have to recruit anyone. Let me repeat myself. You don't have to recruit anyone if you don't want to. Anytime you personally enroll a new customer on the AI software, or you enroll a new member on the AI software, the moment they come on board and they purchase, there's two software packages, $50 and $100. Okay. The moment you enroll me as a customer or a brand partner, and I purchase one of the software packages, $50 or $100, you make a 50% commission one time. So on a $50 purchase, you're going to earn 25. On a $100 purchase, you're going to earn 50 bucks. Okay. Every month after that, because it's a subscription, because I'm going to be paying monthly on my software, you're going to make 20% reoccurring every month residually. So on a $50 package, you're going to earn $10 every month. And on a $100 package, you're going to basically earn $20 per month. And that's reoccurring residually every month. So if you went out and got hypothetically 10 customers on the day of the launch, customers only, you're going to make $50 times 10, which is $500 upfront. And then you'll make $20 per month times 10, right? Which is basically $200 a month residually. I don't know of very many comp plans that will pay that strong in the beginning. Okay. And that's just on customers. Same thing works as a rep. If you sign me up in the business, okay, and I do the same thing, the payout is exactly the same. Right now is the great opportunity to try to get 5 more people on board, because right now they can start the business for free. You just send them your invitation link. They basically sign up for free. They waive the $19. Now, after we launch the business, it's going to be $19 for them to join the business, and then they can get paid this as well. So again, the great part, free to join right now, right? So I'm having all my customers also that are potentially just going to be customers signing up in the business, because this is what I'm telling my real estate friends. If my friend Lila is a real estate agent and she joins the business, but she doesn't have time, like I'll give you an example. I have a really good friend in Albuquerque. He's a very, very successful real estate agent. And he says, Kimon, I have more money than I have time. He's selling about 10 to 11 houses a month. I mean, the guy has been doing it for like 30 years. He goes, I have way more money than I have time, but I know AI is the big thing. I currently use AI. 20 or 30 agents in my office use AI, so I know it's big. How can I benefit off this? I said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to join the business because it's free. And then you're just going to refer all the agents to the AI software as a member. Now, by doing that, you're going to earn 50% on all of their packages. And you're going to earn 20% every month residually on all of their packages. It's not only going to pay for your AI subscription every month, but you're going to have a little bit of pocket change every 30 days for doing it. And if for some reason one of them decide to join the business, you're going to earn up to 4% minimum override on all of their customers and all of their members that they refer as well. It's a no-brainer for you. And especially even if they charged you 19 bucks now, it'd be a no-brainer for you, right? Because you know people that are already currently using AI. So that's my strategy with people that are really busy or in other industries. They don't have to technically try to recruit. They could get their service paid for free by just simply getting and referring some customers, right? And we all know everyone's using AI. Okay, so that's the top part, which is members and customers. You're going to earn 50% and 20%. Now, building the business, here's the really simple part about it. And I'm going to give you some clarification if you haven't seen this already. I can send you this compensation document. If you haven't seen it, then we can send it to you. Okay. But if you look at the ranks, these are the different ranks in the company. Okay. So if you look at, like, let's go straight to advanced partner. All it simply says is you need 2 partner legs, which is 2 legs of business. So 2 people join the business. That would be a partner leg. Right now, anyone who joins the business is free. That becomes a partner leg, if that makes sense. Okay. So if you take a look to go to the very top, all you need to do is you need to have 5 partner legs. Okay. So 5 legs of business. I myself, what I'm going to do through Scott's recommendation is I'm going to build 7 legs of business. So right now, just to kind of give you guys an idea, I've personally enrolled over 30 people. So what I'm going to do is I'm only taking 7 legs though, and I'm going to take the rest of those people and I'm going to stack them and I'm going to tell you why and I'm going to tell you how to do it to maximize the comp plan. Because in my mind, I was thinking one way, but in technically the way this comp plan is set up, there's a certain way you want to do it. I'm going to show you how. Okay. But what you're going to do is it just takes 5 legs. So partner legs are anyone that signs up in the business. Now, if you take a look, it says with a minimum volume in each leg. Don't worry about the 7 in parentheses or the 8. That just tells you what that means below in the glossary. Okay. But where it says minimum volume in each leg. So if I wanted to get to, for example, director, which is the #1 position, I'm going to try to promote the people I bring in. I'm going to try to promote you to director. You should want to be at director. It'll create a substantial stream of income for you, and it'll be an incredible jumpstart for your business. Okay. But director, and I'm going to tell you why again in a minute. So let's talk about director. So if you want to be a director, you just need 4 legs of business. Okay. Each leg needs to have a minimum of 2,500 in volume. Now, the beautiful part about this, there's no PT, PV, nothing. 2,500 is 2,500. So when someone buys a $50 package, it's $50. That's 50 towards the 2,500. If they pay 100, it's 100 towards the 2,500. Okay. So there's no like, oh, it's 80% of PT, PV, none of that. Okay. So when I say 2,500, I'm literally saying having 4 legs of a total of 2,500 in that leg. I don't care how many people, it just needs to be 2,500 minimum in 4 legs to be a director. If you want to be a lead partner, you need 1 leg of $250. Okay. And a lead partner, and you'll see under the LEV AI commissions for the team. You'll see how that works here in a minute. Okay. But let me just talk real briefly about this director stuff. So, and then it says active members. Now, active members are going to be customers, okay, that are not business partners. Now, what I found out was that they have to put that in there for FTC rules, obviously. And number 2, they're not going to require you to have 3 active customers until January of 2026. Okay. So, because I told Scott, I said, oh my gosh, so I'm recruiting all these people, but I also have to have 3 customers. He goes, not until January. He said, but they got to put it in now to protect the company. And eventually you will need customers that are not members, that are just using the service. And I'm like, okay, that's going to be easy. But do I focus on getting 3 customers first and not members? He said, no. So don't worry about the active members. That's just a customer. 3 active customers. You won't need that until January. But right now we can just focus on building the distribution of people using the AI service and basically getting paid on it. Okay. So director, just 4 legs, 2,500 minimum in each leg. And then innovator, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. Okay. So that right there is the simple how you get to each rank. So whatever rank you want to get to, you want to start thinking in your mind, okay, if you personally shared it with 3 people or 4 people and they're going to build the business, then you want to basically help them get to these positions. Now, the reason I use director is if you look on the second part below where it says build your LEV AI team. Now, when you're a lead partner, level 2, you're getting 4% override. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that it doesn't matter who puts the person there. Okay. So 4% advanced partner, you get 4% now on the second 2 levels. So level 2, level 3, 4%. Mentor, 4 levels. Director, you get down to basically 5 levels. Now, the reason it's important to understand this is if someone like, let's say, I know I talked to Lila, and Lila has over 25 people enrolled. So someone like Lila, who's already enrolled 25 people, 20 people, the question is this: what does she do with 25 enrolled people? Does she put them straight down, or does she put them across? Right now, strategically, my motto has always been I would much rather have 25 people making 50 grand a month and I'm making 50 grand a month than for me to make 100 grand a month and only have 3 or 4 people making 10,000 a month, right? I want to try to help as many people on this journey as possible. That's where I'm at in my life. So with that being said, I'm going to go 7 legs just in case a leg slows down. Because if you notice at the very top where it says minimum volume, obviously every single one of us, if you want to create some serious income for yourself in this movement of I would say you want to look at the top. So they always say what? You shoot for the stars, and if you hit the moon, you're still up there, right? So shooting for the stars would be like, okay, let's try to get to this legacy director. When I've built network marketing businesses in the last 23 years, I've always looked at the top position and gone down, meaning I start from the top and I start with the top in mind and then I build that way. That's how I've always built. That's how I've been able to hit the top position in 4 other companies. Okay. So all I'm going to do is it says 5 legs. So I'm going to do 7. Now it says 20K in 5 legs minimum. So I have to have a minimum of 20K in 5 legs. Okay. And I only have to have 3 customers. If you do that, it starts opening up these levels. So let's just use director. The reason I use director is because on the last 2 parts, director is where you open up not only a matching bonus, which will increase your 4% to 8, but then you also get an infinity bonus that pays you 1% to infinite levels. So whereas you notice under the build your team, it shows you only get paid 8 levels. Okay. 8 levels, but the infinity pays you below 8 levels, which is only 1%. But at that time, exponentially, if you're doing $1 million in your total business, 1% of $1 million, you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So if you take a look where it says director, 4% opens up all the way to 5 levels. And then automatically it sets up, you get a matching bonus of an additional 4%, okay, on that director. What that means is if I'm building my business and I'm only going to build 7 wide and I've so far enrolled 30 people, I need to somehow strategically put those other 30 or those other 23 people somewhere because I don't want to go 30 wide. Because based on the minimums, right? You go up to the minimums, I need at least 3 legs with 20 or 4 legs with 2,500. If I want to be an innovative director, a visionary director, I need 5 or 10 grand in each of those legs minimum to be considered that position and for it to open up more levels of override. Okay. Because as you guys know, this is going to build really fast, deep. So what I want to do is strategically set myself up, but more importantly, identify some people to strategically help as well. Okay. I don't want you to think this is going to be like a welfare system where we're just going to put a bunch of people underneath you. Because if we do, it's not only going to cripple you, but it won't help you in a sense if you're not doing anything else. Right. So this is a team environment where we want to run with people that run with us to help you. And I'm going to show you on the whiteboard here in a minute how I'm going to do this. Okay. But I want you to understand this director, the commissions, you see it, the 4% opens up every level. And then where it really opens up is director. Okay. Because director, you get the matching bonus and the infinity bonus. Okay. And I'm going to talk to you about this strategically. So that's it on the comp plan. If you understand this. So let me talk to you about. Let me do this. All right, I'm going to share my, so hopefully you guys can see my screen okay. Let me do this. Speaker view. Okay. So here you are. Can you see this? Lila, can you see my screen okay? Does it look good? You see it? Okay, perfect. So here you are. This is, and I'm going to use me for example. So right now, all I've been doing is sending out messages to people saying, hey, I'm about to launch an AI software company. Do you use AI in any fashion? Whether it's lead generation, helping you in your business to use any AI tools. 20% have said yes. 80% have said no, not yet. I'd love to, blah, 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 right? So I said, hey, More importantly, would you be interested in making money on AI before this blows up? And 99% of them are like, yes, I'd like, what are you doing? Tell me more. I send them that peaking video. It's like a minute and 37 seconds. And then I get on the phone with them. That's how majority of the people have been like, yeah, I really like this. Let me know more about it. So they've been joining, right? Because I tell them, hey, grab a spot. It's free. When we launch, you can use the software. If you don't like it, no harm, no foul. Or if you get a spot and decide and change your mind 7 days from now, no harm, no foul, because you're only putting your name and email and phone number. So it's nothing. But it'll allow me to place you if you want to build the business. Okay. So out of the 30 people, my goal is I'm going to try to get to 50 personally sponsored people in the next 7 days. Right now I'm at 30. I'm going to try to get 20 more people. I think I can do it because everyone I've talked to has said, yes, I'm interested. So, and I will tell you this, which is kind of scary. I don't know if you guys have heard this, but in the last 3 weeks, the company's already signed up over 30,000 people. And I've already contacted 4 or 5 people that are like, I'm already in. And last night, apparently a group did an AI presentation and I got 4 text messages telling me to jump on for AI. And I was like, I'm already in. They're like, what? I didn't know you were in. And I said, yeah, I'm already in. I've been in for like 5 days. And they're like, damn it, right? So I'm basically going to recruit. Now, here's how I'm going to strategically do it because Scott said in the next 7 to less than 12 days, they are going to now start launching. And so we need to have this structure already set when they launch. Okay. So 2 things I want you to do. One, go to your back office, log in. There is a 3-minute video teaching you how to place people in your organization. Because right now, everybody is in a holding tank waiting to be placed. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm basically, based on that comp plan that you just saw, and I'm going to go 7 wide, but I'm just going to show you just for all intents and purposes with my whiteboard so it doesn't get too crowded. I'm just going to show you 3 legs, okay? So I'm going to basically go 7 legs, but I'm going to show you like this. So I'm going to place 7 people across, and those are my leaders that I know can help you. For example, Tra has been a friend of mine and is a leader of mine in San Francisco. So when I put Tra in the business, I know that when Tra recruits people, he can place people as well because when you look at director, innovative director, and it shows 4% level 1, 4%, 4%, 4% all the way down, he's going to make that 4% regardless of who places the rep there. Does that make sense? So if I put 10 reps underneath Michelle, she'll get paid 4% on those people at whatever level she's at. So if she's only at the first position, she only gets paid on level 2. And if those people that I place under her go down to level 2 and 3 and 4, she's not getting paid on it because she's only at the first position, if that makes sense. And you guys can unmute yourself if you have any questions. Just manually unmute yourself and then you can ask questions. But here's what I'm doing. 7 legs across. So then I asked Scott, I said, okay, if I technically have 30 people and I place 7, that leaves me with an overflow of 23 people. What do I do with the 23? Do I put like 5 all the way down like this? I said, because that would then put me below 3 or 4 levels. And if I don't hit those positions, I'm not making the override. Technically, that would not be a good strategy, I told Scott. I said, but what if I did this? I said, what if I did this? So here I am. I'm going to use Tra as an example. What if I put Tra there? What if I put 5 people like this under Tra? Could I do it that way? And he said, yes. He said, because if you put all 5 there, it might show Tra as having 5 people underneath him on level 1, but it's not going to get him to any position because he wasn't the enroller. He's only the sponsor. That makes sense, right? But here's the cool part. All those people that are paying their subscription, their own subscription, Tra can count that as his level 1. So he can get paid 4% but he can only count one of those legs as far as volume, because if you looked at director, it said a minimum of 2,500. So I said, that might be good, but that's not the best way I can help him. Here's the best way I can help him. I don't want to go below 2 levels because director only pays you 5 levels, right? Because obviously I want to get higher, but I know for a fact that the first month I'm not going to get to the top position. So I'm like, director is what I need to shoot for, and I need to help Tra and some of my other guys get to director. Because then if I get to director and I promote Tra to director, Tra and I both get 1% to infinity, but I also get an additional 4% because I get a check match on Tra's organization as well. So it benefits Tra and it benefits me, right? So here's the best way to do it. Here's Tra. I put one of my reps here, and then here's what I'm going to do. I'll basically do this. I'll build 2 legs under this person, and then I'll just put like 2 here and 2 here. Because now this one leg, Tra can count for his total of 2,500, if that makes sense. Okay? Because remember, Tra needs 4 legs of 2,500. Okay? Now I can do this, and then I can go over here, place someone, and then just do this. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, there's 5, 5, 5, 5. So now I'm out of the 23 I have left, I can do this with 7 legs if I wanted to. Now, what I'm going to tell Tra to do is that once you get your other 4 legs going, Tra, I need you to bring your other people in and start placing them under my group here. And then I would tell, for example, like Mark Jackson, I would tell Mark Jackson, as you start bringing other people in, Mark, you need to start putting people in my group underneath there too, because we still get paid the 20% on anyone you enroll. So the strategy for this is that technically I could put 10 people on your level 1 and you would make 4% on all 10 people. Or I could put 10 people on your level 2 and you get paid all on those people. So the system doesn't care who places them. The system only cares that, hey, if Lila wants to be a director, she needs to have just 3 requirements. 1, she needs to have 4 legs. Second requirement is she needs to have 2,500 in volume and a minimum in 4 legs. And then she needs 3 customers. That's the only requirement. I don't care if John, Sally, Jason puts those people in Lila's 1 leg. She has to have 4 legs that total at least 2,500. So if I do it this way, if you notice, I put this person and I put everyone underneath. So now Tra's going to help me there. And then the other thing is, as I build my organization, I can always place. So if I needed to, if hypothetically this was my friend Michelle and I already put 4 people, I could technically put another one underneath here, or I could build another leg for Michelle here. And Michelle's still getting paid 4% on level 1. Now, if I go really wide on Michelle's leg, she still gets 4%, but she still has to do some work because one of those legs out of the 10 I gave her, she needs to either enroll and place someone to help it get to 2,500. Because if she has 10 legs or 20 legs of 100, it doesn't count because 1 leg or 4 legs have to have a minimum of the requirement, which let me go back to that so you understand what I'm talking about. So if you take a look at the top, you see where it says director, mentor, partner, advanced partner, all the positions in black, the minimum, you see where it says minimum 2,500, 1,000, 5,000. So technically, if Michelle was only a lead partner, she's getting 4%. Could I technically give her 10 reps? Yep. I could give Michelle 10 reps and she would basically make 4% every month on that $50 or $100 per month. Yep. How cool is that? But Michelle would never get to director because if she had 10 legs I gave her, unless 4 legs and she needs to enroll, she needs to be the enroller, of 4 of those legs. Okay. And she needs to have a minimum of 2,500 for director. Now, if she was just a lead partner, then all she would need is 1 leg. As one person, she signed up 1 rep. That 1 rep was paying their fee. And Kimon could literally put 3 or 4 people, and as a lead partner, Michelle would still get 4% override residually on the people I put underneath her. But if you look at the rank advancements, that's the minimum you personally have to have. So the great part is that I or your upline can help you with reps, that can help you with the volume, and you could get paid the team commissions on anything we put under you, if that makes sense. Okay?
Kevin,
Yep, go ahead.
but if you put somebody, say, under Lila,
Yep,
she still has to enroll 4 people to hit that director.
that's correct. Yep.
Okay. So yours would just be a volume for payment for, just volume, but
Yeah.
she still has to get 4 legs
Yep.
enrolled.
She has to build, yep, she has to have 4 people pay $19 and join the business side. That's it. Just 4 people, and then she could start building underneath them. If those 4 people stay active, she could still place people under those 4 to get to the 2,500 or the 500 or the 1,000. So if any one of you said, okay, I'm just going to try to get to advanced partner or mentor partner. Okay. If Elizabeth is saying, I'm going to be a mentor partner, I know Elizabeth gets paid 4 levels of business. So I can put anyone I need in one of those 3 legs that Elizabeth is building if she is short. So let's say we're all building and Valerie is about to hit mentor partner. Okay. And she has 3 legs. 1 leg has 2,000, 1 leg has 1,100, but the other leg only has 900. And I just sponsored a new person. I could literally take that person and put it in that 3rd leg for Valerie, and Valerie would hit mentor partner because that 3rd leg only had 900. And the guy that I just signed up, I put in the 3rd leg, and now boom, Valerie hit mentor partner, or vice versa for director. I will tell
Okay.
you this, I will look at director more focused, because if I get to director, or if I get Valerie to director and she is my personally enrolled, well then look at the matching bonus. Director is an additional 4%. So Valerie's getting paid as a director. Valerie's going to get 1% to infinity on her legs. But because I promoted a director, I get 4%. So I get 4% plus 4%. That's 8%. Right? How cool is it that the company's saying, we'll give you an additional 4% on your team if you help promote someone to director at the start of director? And look what happens at innovative director, an additional 4%. Visionary director, now you're getting even more money. Okay. So the goal is director, which is just 2,500.
And those 4 people have to not only enroll with eventually with the $19, but they also have to pick a package of either 50 or 100.
Yes. And let me give you an example on that, Lisa. This is a great, why you brought it up, which I think is great, which is a good segue. Some of you are like, well, maybe I'll just get someone on the $50 pack to try. You don't want to do that. You know why? A couple of reasons. 2 main reasons. One, when someone signs up for the $100 pack, you make 50% commission. If they sign up for the $50 pack, you're only going to make $25 instead of, if they did the 100, you'd make $50. That's number one. But number 2 is you don't want to set a precedence, because I would get the $100 pack first to see all the tools that it uses, so that you yourself can use all the tools that the Big Daddy pack has, even if you only do it for 1 month. Use all the tools, because guess what? Many of you may never recruit a ton of people, but you'll get a ton of customers. And if you don't know how to use all the tools in the $100 pack, or know what is available in the $100 pack, how do you sell those features to just real estate agents and insurance agents and roofers and painters? How do you do that? You don't know all the features. So you want to learn all those so that you can basically market it and explain it to people, if that makes sense. If you start off with the 50, and we don't know all the tools that are going to be involved, but let's just say hypothetically, the $50 pack has 5 tools and the $100 pack has 10 tools. Well, if you start with the 50, you not only are making, you're going to set a precedent, so everyone's going to do the 50. It's going to take you twice as long to hit any of those positions. And you guys know in network marketing, everything duplicates. So everyone's going to do 50-50, and then there's going to be 5 other tools or 3 other tools you don't know about. You don't know how they work. So you want to use those tools. Look at it from a business perspective that you are now a business owner in the AI space. You want to know about all the tools. You want to know what's readily available to you and potential customers. So start with the 100 and then scale back to the 50 if you don't like it. But start with the 100 so it duplicates, number one. And number two, many of you, as I mentioned, you might get more customers than you have reps. But
Can you verify or clarify customer and rep? I know the rep, right? They're going to be recruiting people. Customer is what?
customer, Lisa, is someone that goes to your website on our launch and basically goes to your website and says, I want to use this $100 AI package, and signs up as a customer online. They get all their stuff set up and they're done. That's it. They're just customers. It's like any other network marketing company where you go to someone's website and you buy their product. That's it.
Okay. And
Yep.
then if you choose the 50 or the $50 one, you can upgrade. If you choose the 100, you can downgrade.
That's correct. It's month to month. There's no contract, nothing.
Okay.
When we launch each package, no doubtedly, each package will break down everything that's included in each package. Okay. So businesses will be able to look and go, oh, this is what it does. From what I heard, the $100 package is like an $800 value in AI tools. There is no doubt in my mind, based on the AI software that I use and that I know of. Lila and I were talking about this. Like, we've done a lot of 7-day trials on different tools, right? And then when you use it for 7 days, you're like, God, this is incredible. And then the 7-day expires, and they're like, okay, now you owe 400 if you want to use this for the next year or whatever, right? For one tool, like a video tool. From what I've heard and talking to Scott, there's going to be so many tools for the average business owner that there's no way they won't do the $100. I truly believe that the retention on this is going to be extremely high. And for the next 3 years, I think this is going to create a lot of people. I think it's going to help a lot of people get wealthy. And the beautiful part, understand this, no matter where you are at right now with what you're doing currently, this system can run parallel to any business, because whether you sell lotions, vitamins, insurance, real estate, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, this software can run parallel, and the business model can run parallel. Because if you have 30 real estate agents, you can still have 30 AI reps running parallel, if that makes sense. And then they can share it with other people, right? I think this is just an incredible opportunity. I think 3 years from now, AI software is going to be like vitamins. Everyone's going to be taking them, or they're going to know about it. I think if we were to launch 3 years from today, the timing would not have been as good. Because as you guys know, if you don't believe me, go on social media and tell me that you don't see dozens of ads of people selling AI software or wanting to train you on AI software, right? Once we launch, there's going to be training on every tool that we market so that we can become students and teachers of AI. But now we are going to have an AI software business that we can now market just to customers, or we can build a distribution. And because we operate in every country, there is no boundaries or borders to how big you can grow this business. And network marketing, as you guys know, is about people knowing people. So this is an incredible leveraging opportunity with the technology that everyone knows about, everyone wants. That's why this strategic thing that I'm talking about here is very important as we build the business for you. And if you are someone that I personally enrolled, trust me, we will be talking, because I want you to get to director. Every one of you should be shooting for director in general. But because at director, you're making a check match. And then not only do you want to promote directors, you're going to increase your residual on the organization. So if you guys haven't already done it, you guys know I'm all about numbers. Well, I sent this just to kind of give you an idea. I sent this message. Let me just pull it up. Give me 1 second. So I did a real quick calculation. And here's what this calculation was. It was, hold on 1 second. I'm going to pull it up. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So here's what the calculation was. 5 legs of business. Okay. So 5 legs. If you had 200 reps in those 5 legs, again, it doesn't matter if I place them, if I place some of them, or if you bring someone in, they bring someone in, they bring someone in, it doesn't matter. 5 legs of business with 200 reps in each leg. If each rep only had 5 customers each at $100 a month subscription, that's 1,000 reps total at 5 customers each is 5,000 customers. 5,000 customers at $100 equals $500,000 in software sales in your organization. I did a minimum of 7% because I said, if you're doing $500,000 in software sales, you're going to have several directors that you brought in that are at director. So it's going to be 4 plus 4 is 8. I lowballed it. You know me, I'm always about under promise, over deliver. So I only use 7% of $500,000 is 35,000 in residual to you every month on the AI software on the team you built. That's lowball. That's only 200 reps in 5 legs. And each rep only has 5 customers. Okay. As you know, some of you are probably going to have 30 customers and maybe no reps. But you have 30 customers that you're getting paid 20% on $100 every month. Okay. So our goal is director. That's our goal. It's 2,500 in 4 legs. Okay. So, but strategically, we can place lateral or parallel. Okay. So when you bring in more than 4 reps or 4 people signing up, we need to place them. So what I want you to do is when you get a chance, log into your back office right now and go into the trainings. And there's a 3-minute on how to place people. I am going to have conversations with many of you in the next 3 or 4 days because I'm going to start placing people starting this week. So I need to have a conversation with you, let you know, our agreement between you and I, because I want to help you. So, we want to talk strategically because this is a business. Okay. So that's about it. So I'm going to stop sharing. And then I'm going to stop recording and then answer any questions you guys have. Okay.
How many days do we have to place?
Hold on 1 second here. Okay. I think I stopped. Well, hold on. Give me 1 second, Mark, and I'm going to answer your question. Let me just make sure to stop recording here. I don't want this to be a 3-hour recording. Okay. I think it stopped. Okay.
It says recording on the top of my screen.
Yeah,
Yes,
I know. I don't know why it won't stop. It loves hearing me, I guess. Give me 1 second. Live meeting. I don't know. Well,
It might be the other ones that have the
oh
notes.
yeah, it might be someone else recording. So if you guys are recording, if you guys just go ahead and stop recording,